Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Life, Liberty, and Adventures. I guess it's possibly evening when you're watching this. It's morning for us right now.
So good morning.
We are on our way to our next adventure. Well, Steve's next adventure. The sun is not favorable in this. And
Driving right into the sun.
I know we are. So Steve has another PRS match today.
Yep.
What is the name of this PRS match, babe? You remember?
This is Pennsylvania Precision Rifle Club match number 6. I don't think they gave it a specific name for today's match, but not like some others, like the Shamrock Shootout and things like that. But it's just
Match number
6 for the year.
Cool. Are you excited?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a month since I shot a match, PRS match.
So, not too long ago, we did a 22 match together. That was a lot of fun. And afterwards, Steve put me on the spot and asked me a question that I had to answer on camera off the cuff. So I'm going to put him on the spot right now and ask him a question. All right. So, babe, when you are heading out to a PRS match, tell me between 3 and 5 things that go through your mind as you are preparing for the match, like the day of the match, the morning of the match.
3 to 5 mental things that I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess first, don't forget the rifle or the ammo. Because without those, you're not going to do well.
Right.
Let's see. I'd say the other thing is make sure you have your data squared away, meaning what your elevation drops are for the different distances. Obviously, we don't know what the distances are yet because I don't have the match book for each of the stages, but since I use a Kestrel, I can do it, real time, like right at each stage, which is what I usually do. Because, environmental conditions change and you want to have the Kestrel be able to update that. The next thing I'd say is don't forget the shooting bag. Like I use a Armageddon Gear Schmedium bag that's got heavy sand fill, and that's pretty key, along with the bipod. And I guess the number 2 thing I think about is be coachable. You're going to be most likely shooting with very experienced shooters, and if they offer tips and advice, take it. That's been very helpful, and don't be afraid to ask them questions as well. Everybody's been very helpful in this game that I've met. No one's been a jerk or anything like that, so it's very refreshing that everyone's willing to help. Sometimes you have to ask if you need help, or if you want to borrow a piece of equipment. They're shoving it in your face, really, like, here, try it. It's pretty cool. And then the number 1 thing is always be safe. Don't have a negligent discharge or an accidental discharge that could get you disqualified for the day. And observe the muzzle discipline all day long. So,
Babe, can you explain what that would look like a negligent discharge?
So, the way the rules go for PRS, for a bolt rifle or a semi-automatic or a gas gun, they call them, you shouldn't close the bolt until you are looking through the scope and are on target. Because obviously, if for whatever reason, if your finger were to sweep the trigger or just touch it, some folks' triggers are rather very light, and it doesn't take much to release the trigger. If you're not on target, you don't know where that bullet's going to go, but you want it to impact the target or the berm right around it. So I only saw that happen once, where, in the normal scheme of things, you're trying to be quick about everything. So if your finger happens to swipe the trigger, that's naturally where it wants to go, and you're not ready and on target, it's gonna go somewhere where you don't intend it. So the idea is, don't close the bolt until you're on the target. That way, if it does go off, it's gonna hit the target or right around it on a berm. I only saw that happen once, where a guy was shooting, and I was actually looking through my spotting scope at the time, and he went to cycle around, and his finger accidentally swiped the trigger, and I heard the shot go off, and I didn't see any bullet or dirt fly in the berm around the target or anything. I was like thinking, what happened? Did he really shoot, or am I hearing things? And he actually self-identified that he did a negligent discharge, and he talked to the RO, and he got DQ'd for the day. So
That sucks.
it sucks. It does happen, and he was a pro level shooter, and it can happen to anyone. So that's the number one thing, is always be safe.
And what an honorable thing to do in the middle of a match like that.
Right. And it was a 2-day Pro Series match. It wasn't, a 1-day regional where points don't really matter. But yeah, it was. I don't think I'm not sure if the RO caught it. But yeah, it was pretty honorable for him to self-identify and say, hey, I had an ND and I'm done. That's it.
And that's the thing about this shooting sport, is that the people that are participating, the people that are involved, they're genuinely good people. Like, I don't think we've met anybody that doesn't fit into that category of just being
Right.
honest and, having integrity and just being really good people.
Absolutely.
So, and that's news to me. I always say I learn something new every time I'm with Steve, because I do. I have watched so many PRS matches because, I'm always filming them. And I've always noticed that the bolt is open until they're ready to take the shot. And now I know why. I didn't know if it was just, a habitual thing, or I didn't know what the purpose of that was, but yeah, now I understand.
Yeah, it's
why.
a basic safety rule that can have big consequences if it's not followed. What were to happen if that particular round would have gotten out of the shooting range?
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know. So
Right.
that's the rule, and it's it's got reasons why it's in place.
Yeah. So we're on our way to Kennerdell, to MKM, and I just missed it. I was going to show you. We just went through some really thick fog, but check out this beautiful drive. If you've never been to MKM in Kennerdell, I guess Kennerdell, Pennsylvania,
Right.
yeah. It's a pretty awesome drive. There's this lookout. You kind of go up this mountain, and then there's this amazing lookout over the valley, and it's pretty awesome. So
Probably won't be able to see much out of the lookout today because
Yeah.
of the fog.
Yeah, it's really foggy this morning, but of course not right where we're at, but just a second ago it was.
I don't know if some of the smoke from the wildfires in Canada is coming down here, but
Good point.
I don't think so because it would be everywhere and not right just above the river.
Right. So anyway, we're going to get some footage of the match today. We probably won't, well, I don't know, but we probably won't get every stage, but I'm on film crew today, so I'm going to see what I can do to get as much as possible. And I'm sure Steve's going to do fabulous for his, how many matches have you done in total now? Are you at
I think this is 7 or 8.
Yeah?
Not counting the 22 match.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's going to be a pro in no time.
After the first one, I lost track.
So it is a lot of fun if you haven't, if you've been thinking about getting into something new and exciting and you like to shoot, it's worth it to give this kind of thing a try.
And it's a challenge.
I mean, I can only speak for 22, but the whole, shooting from various obstacles and barricades and stuff like that it's pretty exciting. So it's a little nerve-wracking at the same time, but it's pretty exciting. So you should definitely give it a try.
Yeah, always try to expand your skills and, challenge yourself to doing something new.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with if you don't like it, not doing it again.
Exactly.
But how do you know if you do or don't like it if you never try it?
Right.
Just be warned, it is an expensive sport.
Yes. And don't feel bad about, potentially being in last place because somebody has to hold the title, right? And eventually you'll work your way up to, being a better shooter over time, but it just takes practice. And
It takes a lot of practice.
a lot of practice, yeah. And having the right tools.
I don't get enough practice.
But it's also about having fun and not necessarily winning. So,
Yeah, I'm realistic. I'm not a top level shooter, so I'm just having fun and learning. So it makes me a better shooter otherwise by
Yeah.
trying this sport out.
Yeah.
Doing this. So.
all right. Well, we are going to continue our journey on to MKM, and we'll have some videos for you here to watch in just a second.